it's Frosting, and I'd like to welcome you to part 3 on my thoughts on the Monster High webisodes. In part 1 of this series, I talked about trying to get all of the research done for these webisodes and how wiki fandom was annoying. And in part 2, I talked about my thoughts on all of the episodes in volume 1 of the Monster High webisodes. So now, with part 3, we are on volume 2. So here we go. This is just some of the episodes that are mentioned. And, yeah. Alright. First up, the first good, chunk of this is all connected to Gloom Beach, because all of these episodes, starting with Scream Building, going all the way down the list, and all the way down to Road to Monster Nationals, is all about their spring break at Gloom Beach, where they're gonna do the cheerleading, this is Monster High, fear leading, there we go. They're doing fear leading, and they're gonna go to nationals, and they have to do the thing, and that's all that happens here. Other than that, inside of that, not that much is actually going on besides fear leading, and not that much, important things are happening. I think the most notable things that are going on during this stretch of episodes is Laguna and Gil are starting their whole, crush on each other thing, and the whole, but you're a saltwater monster, I can't date you, blah, blah, blah. They're starting in on all of that, which I can get to the Gil Laguna conversation when I actually finish all of the webisodes. That's, a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. But, yeah. And then Draculaura and Claude are also officially, in with one another. And I think at some point in the webisodes for Volume 2, that's when they officially, start dating each other. And that's pretty much all that happens in this little stretch of episodes. Another thing that I wanted to point out about Volume 2 of Monster High that I really like is that this is the season where Toralei is introduced, meaning that we actually have a real villain this time instead of it being Cleo. Because in Volume 1, I made multiple points talking about how it didn't make any sense to have Cleo be the antagonist of the webisodes, but still be friends with the main characters and do so many horrible things to them. It didn't make any sense. So now, she might not be the nicest person ever, but she's only, mean to Toralei and any other, evil character. So now she's, slowly becoming the Cleo we all know and love from the movies, and I like that a lot. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, the next episode on here that I find important, I should also probably mention that not every episode of the webisode Volume 2 is mentioned. I'm only mentioning the ones where things actually happen. I think it felt really overwhelming in Volume 1, where I had to go through and list out every single episode and my thoughts on it, even if, nothing happened besides, oh, in this episode they did science thing and there were frogs. There's a webisode like that. I'm blanking on what it's called right now, but that it felt overwhelming, and because there's so many webisodes in general, that, it just felt like a lot. So for this video and from now on, if things are connected in terms of, to be continued or part 2, I'm just going to talk about all of them in, one slide that are connected, and then I will continue. Like this one, all of these episodes are Gloom Beach, so I summarized them all in one Google slide. That's what we're doing from now on. Anyway, this episode, however, stands alone because this is the one where Hoodoo is introduced. I think the point of this episode is that everybody else in, the main group has boyfriends except for Frankie, and Frankie felt left out, so she was like, haha, yeah, I have a boyfriend, and so she built Hoodoo and broke up with him the same day, which, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I like Hoodoo as a character, I think he's pretty funny, but I don't know. So that's just what happened in this one, and I felt like it was important to mention that Volume 2 is when Hoodoo got introduced. Next one is this one, where this is the episode where both Jackson and the Ghostly Gossip get introduced, which later on we find out that the Ghostly Gossip is Spectra, but that's not till a later episode. And then also, Gil and Laguna get their act together, and they're actually, dating now, which is cool. Then the next one that I want to mention is this one, which is just kind of a continuation of the first one, where now in this episode, Frankie and Jackson are introduced as in with each other, And then in this one, Frankie gets introduced to Hold Hyde. And we also get our first glimpse of Nephra. She doesn't get like an actual like episode until later, but this is our first episode with her in it. And it's also the first time we're getting a second villain in Monster High. Instead of just Toralei, we also have Nephra. To be fair, I like Toralei more than Nephra. I think I didn't even buy G3 Nephra because I just don't like her as a character. But this is just what we have to go with. Okay, next up that I wanted to mention is this one. This is the episode where Dead Fast comes in, and it shows off Gulia's like love for him and that whole like concept. And I think it's really cool, and I love Dead Fast and like this whole concept of it. And if they made a doll of Dead Fast the character, I would buy it. I think they've made, what is it, 2? I know that there's one from SDCC recently, but I don't know if there was another one before that. But Ghoulie has had like herself as Dead Fast, and that would be cool. But I would also take one of just like Dead Fast in general. But this is really cool, and I like it. And I like Ghoulia episodes because she's not in a lot of them. She's just kind of pushed to the side as a background character. And I want her to actually like get a full episode. And that's exactly what happened here. Alright, next up, these 3 episodes are the episodes where Abby is first introduced, and also her crush, or not crush, Heath's crush on her and her absolute badassery get introduced in this chunk of episodes, and she first starts being friends with all of the ghouls and stuff, and I really like Abby, and so that is what happens in that one. I think the point of these episodes is that, like, Toralei starts a snowball fight between the two of them, and they have to spend a whole day, like, almost chained together with some kind of, like, magic bracelets. So, I guess they went with magic bracelets instead of handcuffs, because handcuffs are weird and hard to animate, so they went with that, and at the end of it, they are all friends. Anyway, next up, we have this one. Nothing really happens much in this episode. This is just the one where we find out that Jackson and Hold Hyde are the same person. Because we knew this from the movies, so because I'm watching them out of order and I've seen all of these 15 gajillion times. But if you're getting into Monster High for the first time and starting with the webisodes, and you, like, know nothing about it, and then, you know, you see this, you're like, oh, wow, it's the same person. Wow! And that's this episode. This is a really weird frame, though. I think it's just Holt in the glowy green thing, because that's how he transforms, and I forgot to crop all the YouTube stuff out, but you know what? There we go. Alright, and then in this episode, this is the one where we find out that Spectra is behind the ghostly gossip, and it's kind of revealed, and she's like, but I don't have any friends, and so she joins their friend group, and it's really fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Spectra because I really like her, especially in G3. I have both of the dolls for her now, and I love them both. I know one of them's a budget line, but I don't care. Alright, next up, this chunk of episodes here is kind of complicated because in this chunk of episodes, Frankie starts spending more time with Jackson and Holt and trying to figure out, like, do I like you, do I not like you, which one of you do I like? And this is also where Jackson and Holt find out that they are the same person and that Frankie finds out. And she's like, hey, until you guys can get your shit together, I don't want to date either of you. So that plot is in, like, the B plot of this. But the other important plot of these episodes is Cleo thinks that Deuce is cheating on her with Operetta, but they're actually just making, like, a peaceful little, like, love song for her, because Deuce is like, hey, I don't know how to write music, Operetta! And so they're working together to make a song for Cleo, and it's really cute, and I like Deuce, I like the fact that Operetta got introduced, I really like all of that, and I hope that we get more Operetta down the line. Okay, next up, this is the last slide of the day. This is the sort of like finale to Volume 2, and in this one, Nephra shows up, and Headmistress Bloodgood is like, hey guys, y'all are doing good at the whole fear leading thing, so you guys are going to go to Nationals now, and to help you guys, I hired a new coach. And what do you know, the coach is Nephra, because I guess she went to Monster High and graduated a long time ago. I don't know. Anyway, so she brings Toralei and the Werecats in. I can never remember. I know their names are Persephone and Meowlity, but I can never remember which one is which, and my brain breaks every time. Anyway, she brings both of them in, and they try to like take over Fear Leading, and they gotta defeat her, and this chick from Gloom Beach shows back up. I didn't think she would be a recurring character. I thought she would be in that and then never seen again. But anyway, of course, because they're Monster High and it's the main characters, they win the nationals, and that's the end of it. And then after that, it moves on to Volume 3, which I have not seen yet because I need to make a whole video about it. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. My general thoughts on it are still that this volume is definitely better than the first one, and that there's many things that were going on in Volume 1 that I wasn't the biggest fan of yet. Like, Volume 1 felt like it was very experimental with certain things, like Cleo was the villain, Draculaura and Heath were going to be a thing for like 2 seconds, and then they introduced Claude in the picture. They were still trying to get everyone's characters and personalities fully nailed down, and like it just took them some time to get their footing. But now that they're on Volume 2 and that there's a lot of episodes for Monster High, it seems like they have a better grip on who the characters are as people and like the different things that they would do, and I really enjoy that. My favorite character is still, of course, Draculaura. That will probably never change, and if it does, I will die, pretty much. I like the fact that we have Toralei as an actual villain now. I'm liking all of the new characters we're getting introduced to. Like, they all get their own introduction episodes in a way. Like, Alberetta gets one, Abby got one, Spectre got one. I'm excited for more new characters in the future because I know that there's going to be some. And of course, when all of this is done, I will make a character ranking of all of the webisode characters. I think for that, I'm going to do webisode exclusive characters that aren't in any of the movies, and then I'll do movie characters in order of the movies. So yeah, that's about it. One last thing that I'm going to mention before I go is that I'm apologizing if this video feels sort of shorter than usual or a little rushed. And that's entirely because it is. I'm making this on August the 18th at 4:36 in the afternoon, and the video uploads tomorrow at 1 p.m. So, yay! I normally like to plan my videos a couple weeks in advance so that I have time to make things and take my time to get everything together and edit things if I need to and make a thumbnail and get it all uploaded. And then I have a few of those scheduled in advance. But lately I've been feeling kind of bleh. I don't want to get into it too much just because of the fact that I don't want to bring my personal life into YouTube. But it just feels a little more rushed than usual because I haven't been in the best headspace recently. So there's that. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.